What are the advantages of converting from the regular IRA to the Roth IRA?
As you said before, Maury, the most significant thing is a Roth IRA compounds tax-free, and the distributions that you take out eventually are also tax-free. Very compelling. But in order to be able to take advantage of that, you have to pay a significant price. You have to pay the income tax on the entire amount that you can convert, all in the year of conversion. But the ability to grow tax-free for a long period of time is significant. And in addition, another point is that Roth IRAs are not subject to the required minimum distribution rules that traditional IRAs are. So at age 70 and a half in a traditional IRA, where you would have to start pulling out the money over your life expectancy, in a Roth you don't have to do that. And if your spouse inherits an IRA, he or she doesn't have to do it either. In addition to that, if a child or a grandchild inherits an IRA, they also get the benefits of tax-free deferral over the rest of their life. So it can be a pretty powerful thing.
Now, what are some of the pitfalls of doing it? Because this is pretty complicated stuff. While in concept it's easy to say, well, I'll pay some tax and I'll get a pretty long deferral. This is pretty complicated stuff for the average person to sort of think through and say, this works, this doesn't work for me.
Oh, that's right. This is anything but simplistic. But some of the pitfalls, in general that we should be thinking about is not everybody's tax rates are going to go up. What if I'm working today and I'm in a very high income tax bracket, and maybe I won't be in such a high bracket when I retire and I don't have any more earned income? My rates may be lower, and then I may be paying taxes on the IRA at a higher rate today than I would if I pulled it out over time when I retired. What if I live in New York City today in a very high income tax state, and I'm expecting maybe I'll move to Florida, which doesn't have an income tax? That'll impact significantly my tax rates as well. What if I do the conversion, and then right after I do the conversion, my account's invested in equities and they plummet 20–25%? Maybe I pay taxes on monies that aren't there. Although in that situation, there is an escape hatch that people can take advantage of. It's called a recategorization. In effect, you can redo or undo the conversion and put it back the way it was and get your tax money back, and that window ends. You have to do it by October 15th of the year after you convert. Another pitfall would be, this isn't for everybody. You really have to have plenty of liquidity to be able to afford to pay the taxes, and pretty much be set that you're not going to need a lot of the money during retirement. Because if let's say you do the conversion and you needed to tap into the Roth within 5 years of when you did the conversion, it's possible, depending on your age, that you could have to pay a 10% penalty and even some income taxes as you draw out the money. So you really have to be very careful. And another what if that people are talking about is, who says that this is going to be the law forever? What if, down the road, the government decides they need to tap into additional money and they say, you know what, earnings on Roth IRAs after a certain period of time, now we're going to tax them again. You really don't know, and you're kind of locking in on making a big investment by paying this tax today for a benefit that's going to be realized over a very, very long period of time. So it's important to consider that.